I've always been mad keen on riding, and I used to go and badger the vicar to allow me to ride his pony. And we didn't have any money. We lived off my father's naval pension. He'd been invalided out of the Royal Navy, and we lived in a little rented cottage in this little village that was a cottage that went with the verger's job of the village church. So we had no land and no money, but I was just always ever so keen. Hi, Mummy. I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I first knew that Mary would be a great equestrian when she was about 13. And one day we went to a show, and this friend went and made a mistake at the practice jump, and the horse banged her in the face, and she had an awful nosebleed, and she couldn't ride. But they said, Mary, can you get on? Can you ride this horse? Oh, yes, she said, I can. And she got on, and as she went into the arena, she said, do you want me to win? And the lady said, yes. So she did, and she did win, and she'd never ridden it before in her life. That was the most extraordinary thing about it.
Three-day eventing is a really unique sport because it's the only sport in the world where men and women compete on equal terms, and the woman is as good as, if not better, than the man. There's no other sport like that. Really, in human terms, the horse is like a triathlete. You use one horse to do three very diverse phases. The first being the dressage, the second is the cross-country, and then the final phase, that horse have to jump around a course of coloured fences, which if they knock them, they will fall down and get penalised. Obviously, the cross-country is the most exhilarating and nerve-wracking. And I'm coming through the water, and
Mary's had some near misses, but she's always come back. That's, you accept that, don't you? At the end of the day, that's why we're here. Really. If I didn't accept it, I wouldn't be here, would I?
Eventing is classed as one of the most dangerous sports you can do. You know, the statistics are there. There have been deaths in our sport, but you know, it doesn't even past my mind as I'm waiting at the start of the big cross-country course. I don't think, ooh, I hope I'm not going to fall off. You know, so much of our sport, it's about confidence. The horses can really tell if the rider on top is confident and positive. You know, you form an amazing rapport with your horse, and you get to know how each other are thinking, and it's quite amazing. It's difficult to describe, but you get a real sort of friendship and partnership with your horse. And then, they have partners with that. Compared to other top riders, I ride many less horses. I don't have a big yard of horses. I'd rather have fewer horses, but really good quality. I suppose being a bit older and having also children and, you know, a husband, they all need looking after. So I've got to try and be a good mum and wife, as well as trying to compete at the top level successfully. I suppose I've learned over the years to cope with my emotions. I found it much harder. I remember the time I had to have a horse destroyed after a fall. It was shocking, you know, because, you know, I loved that horse. You know, he was a real good friend. And to make it worse, it was in this indoor stadium, and there were thousands of people watching. And the crowds, one minute, they were cheering us on, you know, shouting, come on, Mary, come on, Cabby. And then suddenly, everybody went quiet. Suddenly, could hear people getting up, sobbing, you know, because it was so obvious that it was disaster. It was horrible. Cabby was there in the trailer, and I just had to say goodbye to him, and just said goodbye and left him and left them to put him down. You know, I knew that was the right thing to do. You know, he needed to be put out of his pain. Last thing I wanted him to do was to be struck after all he'd done for me. That's what you sort of feel. You know, they're amazing, these horses, what they do for you through their lives. And so it's amazing how even now, as you can see, it's heartbreaking. But this was, what was this, 3 or 4 years ago this happened? I do wonder at the start of these big courses, why on earth am I doing this? Part of my mind's, sort of telling you, don't be silly, it's dangerous. Why aren't you quietly being a secretary somewhere? But, the buzz and adrenaline you get from riding a great horse who loves what he's doing, galloping at speed over these big fences, and then going clear and in the time. It's indescribable, and the thrill you get from it. Steady on, Chubby. Lots of people keep their horses stabled all the time. They don't let them be natural, and although it's risky, obviously, turning them out in the field, because good boys, they'll often shoot off and have a little buck and a gallop around, and that's when they can just go and knock their leg or twist or something. But I'd rather risk that and have a happy horse that is chilled and enjoying life than one that's all perfect and sound and not having an injury, but all cooped up in a stable and all sort of agitated.
Who's your idol, Dad?
My idol? I've got one of them.
Bringing up children is fairly similar to producing a young horse. It's teaching them respect and understanding, not letting them at one stage get away with something, but then another time telling them off about doing that, because, for a horse, then the horse doesn't know exactly what's right and wrong. And I suppose, it's then the same with the children. They don't know how far they can go. So, I don't think it's quite the same with my husband, though. I first rode in Team GBR in 1991, and here we are in 2012. So it's extraordinary to think that I've been at that top level for 21 years. It honestly doesn't seem it. So these are my silver from Athens and the bronze medal from Beijing. So I just need a gold one here to make the set. 2012 is a year that I've been looking forward to for a long time. I had a most wonderful year last year and have finished 2011 as world #1 in my sport. I just need to try and keep that up this year.